Why the branching of trees, the formation of coastlines, or the structure of snowflakes seem so similar? Well, the answer lies in the world of fractals. Fractals are mathematical models that paint a vivid picture of these natural patterns. They are the hidden architects of our natural world, silently shaping the patterns and structures we see around us. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly is a fractal? In simple terms, a fractal is a geometric shape that can be split into parts, each of which is a reduced-scale copy of the whole. This property is known as self-similarity. Whether you're looking at the whole shape or just a part of it, the pattern remains the same. But here's the fascinating part. Fractals are not confined to the realm of abstract mathematics. They are everywhere in nature, from the smallest microscopic structures to the sprawling patterns seen on a global scale. The properties of self-similarity and scale invariance in fractals are mirrored in the complexity of nature. Take the humble tree, for instance. The whole tree is a fractal, with a trunk that branches into smaller limbs, which in turn branch into smaller twigs, and so on. The same pattern repeats at different scales, showcasing the fractal's self-similarity. Similarly, coastlines, often touted as nature's doodle, are fractal in nature. When you look closely, the jagged edges repeat the same pattern irrespective of the scale at which you observe. This property of scale invariance makes it incredibly hard to measure the exact length of a coastline, a conundrum famously known as the coastline paradox. Then we have snowflakes, those tiny crystals of ice that are seemingly identical, but upon closer inspection reveal intricate patterns that are unique to each. Each arm of a snowflake follows a fractal pattern, repeating the same motif in ever-decreasing scales. In essence, fractals are the mathematical keys that unlock the secrets of nature's intricate designs. They represent the complex, the chaotic, and the beautiful in our world, demonstrating that sometimes complexity arises from simple rules repeated over and over again. Life begins with a single cell, but how does it transform into complex organisms? Well, fractal geometry provides an intriguing answer to this question. It offers a compelling framework to understand the growth patterns of organisms. Picture a tree. As it grows, it branches out, each branch giving rise to smaller branches, and those branches sprouting even smaller ones. This recursive, self-similar growth process observed in fractals mirrors biological growth. Simple rules, when repeated over and over, can lead to complex structures. Now consider the human embryo. It starts as one cell, which then divides into 2, 4, 8, and so on in a self-similar pattern. As development progresses, cells begin to differentiate, forming tissues and organs, but the underlying fractal process remains the same. This pattern of growth and development, guided by fractal principles, results in the complex organisms we see around us. But the application of fractals in biology goes beyond just growth patterns. Let's zoom in and take a look at the microscopic level. The organization of cells and tissues can exhibit fractal-like structures as well. Take the example of our lungs. The bronchial tree in our lungs is a fractal structure, with each bronchus branching into smaller bronchioles, maximizing the surface area for gas exchange in a limited space. Even the arrangement of cells in a tissue can follow fractal patterns. This is particularly evident in certain types of tumors, where the irregular growth of cells forms fractal-like structures. Researchers are now using fractal analysis to understand and predict the behavior of these tumors, which could lead to more effective treatments in the future. So it's not just the physical growth of organisms, but also the microscopic organization of cells and tissues that exhibit fractal characteristics. Fractals, with their self-similarity and scale invariance, serve as a blueprint for the biological growth and complexity we see in living organisms. They help us comprehend how simple rules can give rise to the intricate beauty and diversity of life. Fractals thus serve as a blueprint for the biological growth and complexity we see in living organisms. Have you ever noticed the recurring patterns in the leaf arrangement or the branching of trees? This isn't just nature's artistry at work. It's a complex mathematical phenomenon known as fractal geometry. And it's more common in the plant kingdom than you might think. Let's take a closer look at how plants display these fascinating patterns. Picture a tree in your mind. Notice how the trunk splits into large branches, which then divide into smaller branches, and then into even smaller twigs. This pattern of division and subdivision is a classic example of a fractal. The tree's structure is self-similar, meaning each part, no matter how big or small, mirrors the whole. This self-similarity isn't just for show. It allows the tree to maximize its exposure to sunlight. Each leaf gets its fair share of the sun's rays, ensuring the tree can photosynthesize effectively and grow. It's a brilliant example of nature's efficiency, all thanks to fractal geometry. But it's not just in the branching of trees where we see fractals, they're also present in the arrangement of leaves. Have you ever taken a close look at the veins of a leaf? They form a network of smaller and smaller veins, each branching out from the previous one. This is another example of a fractal. This complex network isn't just a pretty pattern, it serves a vital function. It ensures that water and nutrients are distributed evenly throughout the leaf. This way, every part of the leaf can contribute to photosynthesis, making the plant as a whole more efficient. So, whether it's the branching of trees or the venation patterns of leaves, fractals play an essential role in the survival and growth of plants. They allow plants to absorb maximum sunlight and nutrients, promoting their health and vitality. So, the next time you admire a tree or a leaf, remember that you're not just looking at a piece of nature's art, you're witnessing a complex mathematical pattern at work, optimizing the plant's survival in its environment. Nature ingeniously uses fractals to ensure plants flourish in their environments. Insects, fascinating creatures with intricate body structures, but did you know many of them bear a secret mathematical code? It's truly mind-boggling how nature, in its infinite wisdom, uses fractal geometry to sculpt the forms of living organisms. The body shapes and surface patterns of many insects and organisms are a testament to this. Let's take the wings of certain butterflies, for instance. These wings exhibit a stunning array of fractal patterns, a complex mosaic of color and form that isn't just for show. Such fractal characteristics can play crucial roles in thermoregulation, helping the butterfly regulate its body temperature with precision. And it doesn't stop at butterflies. The exoskeletons of some insects, too, display fractal characteristics. These intricate patterns may seem random, but they are anything but. They serve key functions in camouflage, blending the insect seamlessly into its environment. And let's not forget the role these patterns can play in mating behaviors, attracting potential mates with their mesmerizing complexity. But fractals in nature aren't just about appearance. They also influence the distribution patterns of populations within ecosystems. The way species spread and interact within their habitats can show characteristics of fractal geometry. This isn't mere coincidence. Fractal patterns allow for efficient use of space, ensuring that every organism has its place in the grand scheme of things. You see, fractals are nature's way of achieving optimization. By repeating the same pattern at different scales, nature creates structures that are both efficient and adaptable. This self-similarity, this scale invariance, is a key feature of fractals, and it's mirrored in the complex patterns found in biology. So the next time you marvel at the complexity of a butterfly's wing or the intricate pattern of an insect's exoskeleton, remember, you're looking at nature's own mathematical masterpiece. You're looking at fractals in action, the secret code that nature uses to create the intricate tapestry of life. Through fractals, nature weaves a complex tapestry of life, optimizing survival and interaction in ecosystems. Our bodies are marvels of natural engineering, but did you ever think mathematics plays a role in our design? Yes, fractal geometry, a branch of mathematics, is deeply intertwined with the structure and function of our bodies. Let's start with the human body's vascular system, an intricate network of blood vessels that reach every cell, supplying oxygen and nutrients while removing waste. This system, stretching thousands of miles, is a striking example of a natural fractal. The main vessels branch out into smaller ones over and over again in a self-similar pattern, much like the branch of a tree. This fractal design ensures that blood can efficiently flow to and from every part of the body. The lungs, too, follow a fractal pattern. Picture the bronchial tree in your lungs. The trachea divides into two primary bronchi, each of which splits again and again into smaller bronchioles until they end in tiny air sacs or alveoli. This fractal branching maximizes the surface area for gas exchange, allowing us to take in oxygen and expel carbon dioxide effectively, all within the limited space of our chest cavity. The fractal theme continues in the most complex organ of all, the brain. The brain's neuronal networks exhibit fractal geometry, with neurons and their dendrites and axons branching out in intricate patterns. Each neuron can form thousands of connections, creating a complex network that allows for efficient communication. This fractal structure plays a key role in processing and storing information, enabling complex thought, memory, and behavior. But fractals don't stop at structure. They extend into function as well. Take the heart, for instance. You might think the heart beats with metronomic regularity, but that's not quite true. Healthy heart rhythms display a certain level of variability, showing fractal-like patterns over different timescales. These fractal rhythms are so inherent to a healthy heart that deviations from this pattern can indicate potential cardiovascular problems. Here, fractals offer not just a model for understanding, but also a tool for predicting health. So, from the blood coursing through our veins to the thoughts buzzing in our brains, fractals are a fundamental part of our biological existence. The recurring theme of fractals in our bodies underscores how nature uses simple rules and patterns to create complex and efficient systems. It highlights the beauty of mathematics and its profound connection to the world around us and within us. Our bodies, a testament to the efficiency and adaptability of fractal patterns, truly are a marvel of fractal engineering. From the microscopic scale of our cells to the macroscopic scale of our bodies, fractals provide a framework that helps us understand the complex patterns and structures we see in biology. It's a fascinating field, blending mathematics, biology, and a dash of philosophy that continues to reveal new insights into the natural world and ourselves. From the smallest cell to the vast expanse of ecosystems, fractals are woven into the very fabric of life. This poetic truth is what we've explored today, tracing the intricate dance of fractal geometry in the natural world. We've seen how fractals are intimately tied to developmental biology and the origin of life. The growth patterns of organisms, the organization of cells, the structures of tissues, all these mirror the self-similar, recursive processes of fractals. This is nature's way of turning simple rules into complex structures, the hallmark of fractal geometry. We've journeyed through the plant kingdom, observing how leaves arrange themselves, how tree branches and roots reach out. All these structures follow fractal patterns to maximize sunlight exposure and nutrient absorption. The veins of a leaf, a picture of fractal beauty, ensure the efficient transport of nutrients and water. Our expedition took us into the world of insects and organisms, where fractals are not just visible but functional. The wings of butterflies, the exoskeletons of insects, even the distribution patterns of populations in ecosystems, all these display fractal characteristics. These patterns play crucial roles in thermoregulation, camouflage, mating behaviors, and species interaction. And then we delved into the human body, a treasure trove of fractal structures. The vascular system, the bronchial tree in our lungs, the neuronal networks in our brain. All these are natural fractals that ensure efficiency. They enable the optimal distribution of blood, maximize the surface area for gas exchange, and facilitate effective communication within the brain. Even the rhythms of our heart, the beat of life, can be understood through the lens of fractal mathematics. It's clear that fractal patterns enable living organisms to maximize their interaction with their environment. They are the hidden language of nature, the mathematical poetry that sings of efficiency and adaptability. Fractals, the hidden language of nature, continue to intrigue us, offering profound insights into the complexity and beauty of life.